In the darkness of forests and open fields shrouded in war fog, Ukraine's TALION Unmanned Systems Battalion once again proved its aerial dominance. This exclusive video, released directly from the front lines, captures the gripping moments as high-speed FPV drones detect, pursue, and destroy the Russian invading forces one by one. Each attack is a symphony of precision death, from target acquisition to the devastating explosion that turns the field into a sea of fire and smoke. Here is a detailed reconstruction of the attack, arranged chronologically according to the footage, with a tense military feel. A TALION drone glides low over a field of green grass, swaying in the spring breeze, its control screen displaying real-time data, altitude 85.5 meters, and target coordinates. A Russian soldier is seen running frantically across a dirt path, his body hunched over, trying to hide behind a thicket of bushes. The drone's crosshairs locked coldly, TALION appearing on the screen as a deadly warning. Within seconds, the drone dived sharply like a hawk that had smelled blood, the first explosion shaking the air, flames and black smoke billowing high. The invader had no time to react. His body was thrown and lay motionless, a clean elimination. The camera switched to a dark thermal mode, the dry trees intertwined like a spider's web of death, the drone moving nimbly among the brittle branches. A second target was detected, an enemy position hidden behind thick undergrowth. The drone approached silently, closing in on the target, and suddenly, a massive explosion. A giant fireball erupted upward, thick smoke engulfing the entire forest area, and debris flew. The target was most likely an infantry group or a temporary position taking cover. The explosion resounded like thunder, leaving a black crater in the once green ground. TALION gave no second chances. The Russian invaders were completely eliminated, their bodies vanishing in flames. The screen now shows a more brutal scene. The ruins of a brick building shattered, debris strewn everywhere. A TALION drone dives into the area with deadly precision, targeting a hotspot amidst the rubble. The target appears to be the remnants of Russian troops hiding behind a collapsed wall, perhaps a remnant of a previous attack or a makeshift defensive position. Tense seconds pass. The drone approaches mercilessly, and a second explosion detonates with incredible force, thick black smoke billowing up and engulfing the ruins. Bricks fly like hailstones, and fires blaze through the rubble, leaving no survivors. Across the front line, every enemy position once considered secure is now a mass grave. Clear evidence that there is no shelter from the eyes and fangs of TALION. The once deserted terrain is now filled with the smell of gunpowder and the shrieking wind, as if hailing a Ukrainian victory. This operation is more than just footage. This is a powerful message to the Russian invaders that the Ukrainian skies are completely dominated by the faceless heroes of the TALION battalion. Each attack demonstrates advanced technology, the courage of its operators, and the iron will to drive the enemy from their homeland. This video is living proof that drone warfare has changed the face of modern combat, and Ukraine is at the forefront of that history. Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, AFU, Oleksandr Syrskyi, said the defense forces continue to hold the strategic initiative and are preventing Russian troops from launching a large-scale offensive. According to a statement on Telegram, one of the key factors behind Ukraine's advantage is its unmanned forces, which are currently inflicting the most significant and effective damage on Russian troops. For 4 months in a row, starting from December 2025, Our unmanned systems units have neutralized more enemy personnel than they recruit to their ranks, Syrski said. In March, compared to February, the total losses of enemy personnel caused by our unmanned systems units increased by 29%, Syrski wrote. He added that, on average, unmanned systems units now carry out more than 11,000 combat missions per day. At the same time, in March, 50% more verified targets were hit compared to February, more than 150,000 in total. I would like to separately highlight the increase in the effectiveness of our medium strike capabilities. Almost 350 strikes were carried out to operational depth, 30 to 120 kilometers, 19 to 75 miles, Syrski said. According to Syrski, Ukrainian forces struck 143 Russian logistics facilities and warehouses, 52 command posts, 20 oil and energy facilities, and other targets in March. Syrski said these results reflect the combined effect of domestic production of unmanned aerial systems, improved operator skills, and organizational decisions by the Ukrainian military command. Ukrainian ground robotic systems also increased the number of completed tasks by more than 50% in March compared to February, he added. He stressed that the further development of unmanned systems units across different branches of the AFU is ongoing. This time, it is worth noting the comprehensive work of the 414th Separate Brigade of Unmanned Systems, USF, Birds of Magyar, in detecting and destroying enemy unmanned aerial vehicles, UAV, launch sites, Syrski wrote. A telling figure, 26% more enemy pilot positions were suppressed in March than in February, he added. The AFU chief said that following the meeting, he had set new tasks for the continued development of Ukraine's unmanned systems. We continue to break the enemy's backbone and at the same time save the lives of Ukrainian soldiers, Syrski said. In a later report on Thursday, he added that Russian troop activity is particularly high in the Pokrovsk direction. Over the past week, defense forces repelled a total of 260 Russian attacks there. He said he had made another working trip to the area of responsibility of the 7th Rapid Reaction Corps of the Airborne Assault Forces. I met with the commanders of the 155th Separate Mechanized Brigade Anna Kievska, the 25th Separate Airborne Syczeslaw Brigade, and assault units, the AFU chief reported. During the meetings, he discussed the details of the operational situation, commanders' proposals to increase the effectiveness of combat operations, and options for further action. They also focused on ways to counter Russian unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, particularly first-person view, FPV, drones. During this trip, I also discussed with the commander of the Unmanned Systems Forces of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, Robert Magyar Brovdy, a number of initiatives that should reduce the number of Russian occupiers, Syrski wrote. In late March, Syrski said Russian casualties had risen significantly as fighting intensified with changing weather conditions. He shared that the number of daily combat engagements had exceeded 200 for several consecutive days. The AFU chief attributed the escalation to seasonal shifts, saying Russian forces had increased pressure across multiple frontline sectors. Ukrainian forces are working to seize the initiative and regain positions, and Ukrainian troops are acting actively, intercepting the initiative and continuing to restore positions.
Я степликом, сука, не бачу!